Hi guys, welcome to Learn Max Easily channel. Today we are going to see statistics and numerical methods. The subject code of it is MA3251. The first lesson or the unit 1 is testing of hypothesis. In this video we will see some introduction and some important terms that has to be known in this lesson, and in further videos we will see the examples and the exercise questions that is given in your Dr. G. Balaji textbook. Right now, the first important term which is to be known is population. Right, the population, what is the definition or what is population generally mean? The textbook says a population in statistics mean a set of objects or mainly the set of numbers which are measurements or observations pertaining to the objects. The population is, the first point or the important point is finite or infinite. The population is finite or infinite according to the number of elements. The population is nothing but, generally in a single term we can say it is number of elements, right? Depending upon the number of elements, it is finite or infinite. The population is also determined as finite or infinite, is what your definition of population is all about. Then another important term which we need to know is sampling. A part selected from the population. Simply we can say a part selected from the population is what your sampling, right? A part selected from the population is your sample. And the process of selection of sample, right? A part selected from the population is called sample, right? Your definition is for sampling, right? A part selected from the population is called sample. Process of selection of sample is called your sampling, right? Process of selection of a, this is process, selection of a sample is called sampling, right? The definition of sampling is nothing but a process of selection of sample is called sampling. What does the sample is mean? A part selected from the population. So this is your definition of sampling, right? Then the next one which we need to know is random sampling. Random sampling. What does this mean, right? Random. What does this random mean? A random sampling is one in which each number of population has an equal chance of being included in it, right? Say for example, a population, that is number of elements is present apart from the population, right, is called sampling. What is this random sampling? Is nothing but the probability of equal chance, right, for all these five, right? Each number of population has an equal chance to be included in it. Equal chance to be included in it is what random sampling is all about, right? Random sampling is the equal chance of being included in it is called random sampling. Just a basic definitions which we need to remember. They may ask in your part A 2-mark questions. So this is most important. Only the definitions, the lines that is given in your textbook is what most important. Now we will see another definition that is given in your textbook, that is parameters and statistics. Right, fourth question, parameters and statistics. Parameters, first we will see what is parameters. The statistical constants of the population, like constants, right? The statistical constant or constant, the mean and the standard deviations, right, is called parameters. And what is called as the that is statistics, right? Parameters is nothing but the statistical constants of the population, like mean and standard deviation is called as parameters, and the mean is mu and standard deviation, that is represented as the sigma, whereas the mean x bar and the standard deviation s is called as statistics, right? Mean mu and standard deviation sigma is called as parameters, and mean x bar, standard deviation of s is called as statistics. So this is your fourth important definition that is discussed in your textbook. Now we will see what is your fifth definition that is discussed, and in the next video we will see the upcoming things. This table is symbols for population and sample. So this is your fifth important term that is discussed in your textbook. Symbols of population and samples. They are given the tabular column for population and samples and the symbols for each and parameters that is present in it. For population, first they have discussed about the size, right? For population, size is represented as capital N. The representation of each and every parameters in statistics and numerical methods is very important. It should not be changed. So for population size, it has to be represented as capital N. For sample size, it is small n. Then for population, mean is represented as nu, whereas in sample the mean is represented as x bar, right? Both have difference. When you represent it as nu, it is termed as, the question is a population, that is finite or infinite, what we discussed in the previous section. When it is represented as x bar, it is called sample. Sample is nothing but a selected part from population. Then comes to standard deviation. So in population, the standard deviation is denoted as like this, sigma, whereas in this they have generally represented as a small s. So this is your standard deviation for sample, and this is a standard deviation for population. Then population proportion, right? This is population proportion is nothing but represented as p. Sample proportion is represented as p bar. So these are some important terms that is discussed in your textbook. The next video will see some more important definitions, something like that, types of samples and all. Then further in next 2 to 3 videos we will see the example sums and the upcoming discussing questions of your exercise, so that it will be very helpful for you to, I'll just solve every step by step, so that the same step has to be repeated in your exam, so that you'll get your full 13 mark or whatever it is assigned to it, right? So do subscribe my channel. Thank you guys.